just streamed a movie for $20 in the comfort of my own home. In all seriousness though, I don't understand why people have been saying online that it's way too expensive for a direct-to-streaming video. Like, there's a reason. These movies gotta make money, and it's kind of a special circumstance. I plan to see The Hunt in theaters, and I slept on it too long, and then all this shit happens. So with all these movies that had just been released theatrically, now moving into streaming, the question is popping up, is it worth the streaming price? Is The Hunt worth it? Yes. This movie is going to upset people. It has upset people, as you probably already know, for people that were lucky enough to see it on opening night or opening week. This film is of course very relevant right now because it plays with the divisive nature of people who are set in their political views. The Hunt is about a group of people who are kidnapped and taken away to this remote location by a group of liberal-minded social elites for the purpose of being hunted. These people are racists, gun-toting bigots, just basically enemies of social progress. But the whole hook of this movie is that it's told from their perspective. In other words, you don't really get to see any of these people actually being pieces of shit before they're blown up or gunned down. In fact, it's the humanitarian, liberal-minded, social good guys that are the villains of this film. And they're frequently shown as being pieces of shit. Can you guess why some people might be upset? You have to go into this movie with a sense of humor. Basically, if you're willing to understand that it's a satire and just go along for the ride, then you're probably gonna have a good time. But on the flip side, if you go in this movie expecting to and wanting to be or looking for reasons to be upset, you're absolutely gonna find them, but that's kind of the point. No, it's not kind of the point, it's absolutely the point. I wasn't really expecting that much out of this movie, but there's a couple big surprises that happen in it that really elevate it from, you know, your typical satire to a bit of a think piece, which I wasn't expecting. It actually reminded me a lot of Get Out. Both of these movies do a really good job of pointing out the subtleties of things like prejudice that we deal with in our society, and they don't care to oversimplify things just to make it easy. This movie's language and tone kind of suggests to the viewer that there's a very clear group of good people and a very clear group of bad people. But because of the perspective and because of a really great lead performance, it leaves you wondering if you're sympathizing with and following this woman who's apparently a racist piece of shit. On that note, Betty Gilpin is incredible. She is a badass and hilarious. We don't get to really know a lot about this character right off the bat, but as we're following her along, we see that she's resourceful and tough and has clearly seen some shit. She's kind of a strong silent type in this era of, you know, rising interest in strong female characters and female-led movies. I don't think we see that quite so much. Also, Hilary Swank. I am really, really hoping that this movie opens the doors for more villain roles for Hilary Swank. She was also really chilling and cunning in this movie in a way that I don't think we see many female villains. This movie's ways of portraying good and bad as so black and white are really important in this day and age when we all know that people's opposing political views can make people very angry. One of my takeaways from watching this film was that at the end of the day, if you're operating off of an eye for an eye mentality of justice, then are you really better than the thing you sought to destroy and the thing you hate? Again, was not really expecting that out of this satire slasher film. It's also a story that plays really cleverly off of the viewer's assumptions. Also Animal Farm. I wish I would have brushed up a little bit more on my middle school English studies before watching this movie. There's a lot of references. Anyway, aside from a very clever ending, the movie is mostly just a really fun action piece. I'm not sure how much rewatch value it'll have if action alone doesn't do it for you, but it was definitely worth the streaming fee for me. So, how do I feel about The Hunt? I'm a huge nerd, so I love debating about movies like this. And I think as long as everybody's in good humor, it's gonna spur a lot of discussion among different friends groups and things like that. So if your crew is similar, I see no reason why you shouldn't rent this and put it on for a small watch party, provided everybody's in good humor and in good health. This has been my review for The Hunt. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and wash your damn hands.